We're back. Welcome inside Studio H here in LA. The irrationally confident Paul Pierce, way far away on the left. The original Jalen.
What up,
Jalen Rose. People getting confused. My name is Michelle Beadle. The all-knowing Woj will be here in this very studio very shortly. There are playoff matchups, Dwayne Wade, sneakers, bad defense, friendly wagers, and Brian Windhorst to get to. So let's run this bad boy, shall we? So two things happened in the league last night. Number one, the Milwaukee Bucks went to Philadelphia, beat the Sixers, and clinched the best record in home court advantage in the East. Number two, Giannis, 45 points, 3 for 7 from 3, 13 boards, 6 assists, 5 blocks, including 4 blocks on Joel Embiid alone. On its face, that's a big night, and in the context of this MVP race, let's talk, because Paul George has basically fallen off. LeBron shut it down, so now it's a two-player race between those two gentlemen right there. It's been going on, this debate, for quite some time, Jalen. Where do you stand, Team Giannis or Team Harden?
The first time all year I have Giannis by a hair. First time.
Okay. Well, this is the time it counts.
It's all around greatness.
You can't go wrong with either one, but I got to go James Harden. I'm tired of every week.
We're all flip-flopping.
I'm tired of every week I'm looking at James Harden, Will Chamberlain, Michael Jordan. James Harden, Will Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant. We're talking about historic numbers now. He's in the conversation with all-time greats.
So the game last night didn't sway you at all?
Like I said, you can't go wrong with either one, but the stuff that James Harden has done, we haven't seen in years.
And
you know what else?
You
know what else we haven't seen in years? A guy that's actually playing 5 positions on both ends of the floor. There's now an improved jump shooter making threes.
Yeah, we seen LeBron do that.
LeBron ain't playing 5 positions. LeBron can't play no center.
He been playing center.
Stop it. Come
on now. We seen KD do it.
You know what I'm saying.
So we haven't seen nobody like James Harden put up 36.
What about this?
Multiple 50 points.
He takes fewer shots, Giannis does. Does that matter to you?
Efficiency.
Yep.
He has better teammates.
Who has better teammates? Are you insane?
Yes, he does.
Who's Giannis' second best player?
His second best player is an all-star, Middleton.
This is the first time he's been an all-star.
All right, that's fine. Brogdon has been great this year.
He's injured.
But these guys been all year long.
Chris Paul, how many times has he been an all-star?
But first and
Chris
foremost,
Paul is on the other side of 30. He's not at the all-star level no more. He's still a great player.
But by the way, it's okay to go back and forth. It's a race.
We got 1 week to vote.
They're both great players. It's going to go down to the final week. Last night, Giannis gave me another Heisman Trophy-type moment on a big stage.
Big stage.
That was he's been consistently good, but that was the one game I say, okay, that's his market game. How many of those have James Harden had all year?
No, this is good.
Multiple.
We got
Golden
a week left.
State. We can
60 against San Antonio. I know what you're saying.
Like he's had multiple games like that. That's all I'm saying.
The East, there are other things actually happening. Playoff hostilities, they're very much underway. Celtics-Pacers are going to be the 4-5 playoff matchup. They are playing on our air for home court. The Celtics have all the name talent. Pacers have been and will be without Victor Oladipo. And so I think people would say Boston, maybe. In fact, they're dead even record-wise. Boston has won 2 of 3 from this team so far, including a 2-point win just a week ago in terms of net rating, and you know how people love that. Celtics and Pacers are 8th and 9th in the league. Barely any daylight between the two. Look, 2 teams have ever made the finals without home court in the first round. It's 95 and 99. That'd be Rockets-Knicks. So how important is tonight's game for the Celtics?
Celtics have to win this game. They have to get home court advantage. You know, they're under 500 on the road. And you have to get these games at home in the playoffs because, you know, after the first round, you go on the road. And Boston hasn't been great. They've been good, but not great on the road. So it's important for them to get home court. Indiana, without their star, is still a tough out. I believe this series will go 7 if they match up.
I agree. And since they are going to match up, here's going to be the thing. If Indiana get home court advantage, they could actually win this series.
And so I think this series is going to come down to Game 7. Who has
Sabonis, Miles Turner on the interior.
People wrote him off.
Collison give him quickness on the perimeter. Wes Matthews, Bogdanovich making shots. Nate McMillan deserves to be in the Coach of the Year conversation.
Absolutely.
But if the Celtics get home court advantage, unfortunately, Indiana without Oladipo and stars carry the weight, in particular on the road. I think under that circumstance, it'll be a 6-game series for the Celtics.
I feel like I don't want to think about anything about Pacers because we've been so wrong about them the night Oladipo got hurt. But it's that time. That's our last regular season Friday night. Let's do this.
We do.
What they brought me here for.
We got wagers today.
Yeah, we got wagers.
Previously on Friendly Wager.
Oh, why not? Let's
Here we
do
go.
this, Paul.
Pacers versus the Thunder. Will Russell Westbrook get a triple-double, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
And this one is pretty much a pick'em. Wizards over Suns.
Oh, boy.
Wizards plus 1.5.
We're in
Oh, we're even
Phoenix,
doing
right?
like
We're in
okay.
Phoenix.
Wizards.
Pick them. Give me Suns.
I'll take the Suns, too, but you never know who's going to be playing for them. I mean,
Both spiritually and physically.
I'm going to go with the Suns on this one.
Ooh, that's tough. Standings overrated.
Let's get it.
As you can see right here, Jalen's been cheating since day one. But despite all that, we're going to go ahead and do this.
Half of the season, I'm like the OKC Thunder. I'm struggling.
You're still a playoff team.
Yeah.
Go, Paul.
All right, here we go. Start it off. Celtics at Pacers.
Okay.
Pick 'em. Who you got?
No, wow.
Just a pick 'em.
You ready for this? I'm going Pacers.
I am too, actually.
I got to go with the Celtics because they need
You
it.
have to for
They
many
need
reasons.
this.
Paul.
Indiana does as well.
All right, here we go. We
that's
got to
a big
give
one.
it up for the Heat and Timberwolves. Got to go with the old school guy, D-Wade.
Okay.
Over or under 15.5 points tonight.
Ooh.
Way over and under 15.
Give me over.
You know what? D-Wade with the Braves can give me 15 or over.
I'll go with under. I think they might blow him out. He'll sit, get his nice little 12, 14.
And you can still get that, though.
15 fresh
Early.
out Braves,
All
and
right,
I
you know
love
when we go to the Pistons or whenever we have the Thunder,
Yep.
Westbrook triple-double or not.
I've gotten these every time.
Every time I bet
Jinxed.
against them, I lost.
So you keep betting against them, I'm going to bet with them.
I'm going to say yes.
Only way I'm going to make up some ground is if I go no.
Or go over.
enough.
But either way, it's good.
All right.
Rest in peace, Nip. The last time I saw
Trailblazers.
him, he had 20, 20, and 21.
Right. Trailblazers Nuggets. Damon Lillard versus Joker in points, rebounds, and assists.
Lillard versus the Joker.
Did you just skip the Knicks?
Harden. Harden. All right, but we'll do this one anyway.
We'll come
All
back
right.
to it. All right, so points, rebounds, and assists.
Lillard.
I'm going with the Joker.
I'm going to take Dame on this one.
I'm going to go. Oh, they're in Portland, huh? Give me Dame. I'll take Lillard.
We'll go to the Knicks Rockets.
A hard one.
We'll go to the Knicks Rockets.
Wait, are they? No, they're not.
All right, we're going Warriors. Warriors Cavaliers.
Okay.
Curry, Durant, and Clay. Over or under 73 points.
Well, they had a tough game last night, so they're coming off that.
I'm going over.
What you got, Beads?
I'm going over.
Oh, I think it's going to be like 71. I'm going under.
I'm going to go with the under 2.
One of those guys going to have 35 by itself. And
They
Steph
need to
had
come out
this.
early anyway.
Lakers and Clippers. Lou Williams, over or under 20 points tonight.
Lakers. Over.
Lou Will, the OG out here killing these young fools. I'm going over.
Thinking about this.
Yeah, I'm going to go over with it.
About to win 6th Man of the Year.
I'm real sure about these tonight,
He can
guys.
play
All right.
7 more years like this.
Kings versus Jazz. This is a bonus worth 3 points. De'Aaron Fox, total points tonight.
Ooh. In you.
Can't give 19 because Chauncey has 19.
Oh, he does? I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, Utah.
I'm going to go 15.
I'll go 18.
I'm going to go 17.
Y'all are the worst people I've ever known. Oh, wait, but so we know Chauncey did pick
Good job.
his.
Good job. That was a good one.
From Denver. Let me see what he has. Does he? I don't even know what I wrote down. I think
Chauncey
we have
had a chance to cheat today, huh?
I feel like we have a lot of the same ones. Although, where's the Lillard one?
We got to call it the Harden one. Harden over under 40 points.
Oh yeah, he's calling the game.
All
I
right,
am
Calling the
stupid.
game. I'm saying under tonight.
Okay.
Harden over.
Harden over or under 40.5.
He saw
Under.
Giannis last night. I'm going over.
Brad Stevens defended his star point guard. He said Kyrie is way over scrutinized. Well, more scrutiny coming up. Home court at stake. And Dwayne Wade in the middle of just one more playoff push, attempting to extend that career. The greatest Miami Heat player of all time talks about the whole thing.
D-Wade still gets paid.
NBA Countdown is presented by Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime flavored dew, and in part by the magic of Walt Disney World Resort Hotel.
Let's start in the West, and we got a little bit of good news, yeah?
Yeah, Portland, they've been without C.J. McCollum since mid-March, left knee injury. There's optimism He could return as soon as Sunday against Denver. Portland's going to err on the side of caution. They'll see how he feels going into that game, but they're going to certainly have him back before the end of the regular season.
That's huge. That is very big.
That's
okay,
major.
The GM hunt in Washington and Phoenix, do they have their eyes on someone?
You know, Phoenix, James Jones, I'm told, is going to remain the general manager. What Phoenix right now is talking about is a senior advisor to help work with him. That's the structure they've talked about with several potential candidates. And then Washington, there's been a lot of conversation about Tim Connolly, the president in Denver. He has it's a natural because he started his career with the Wizards in their front office. He's from that area. His wife is from Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
But he just committed to a new deal in Denver. And if Tim Connolly is going to be a candidate in Washington, they're going to have to come after him. He is not in a position with the number 2 seed in the West, with a team built to be really good 5-6 years out in Denver. He's not going to go in and be one of 5 or 6 or 7 interviews in a search process. Washington would have to decide, Ted Leon says, I'm going after Tim Connolly. I'm going to call the Nuggets for permission.
So they have to court him. He can't go on the hustle.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's fair. And then obviously we're here in Los Angeles. Downstairs, Luke Walton has had a ton of scrutiny on him all season. What's the latest?
I mean, every indication is the Lakers will make a coaching change. I think really the only thing at this point that could save Luke Walton is Jeannie Buss intervening with Magic Johnson. But if this is going to be Magic Johnson's decision, this is likely the last week of Luke's tenure with the Lakers.
There's no surprise there. Once Luke got hired and then they brought in Magic, and then you bring in LeBron, ultimately if it's championship or bust goals with LeBron going into his 17th season, they're probably going to want somebody that they handpick.
Yeah, once Magic takes over, it happens in every organization. It happened with me in Boston when Danny Ainge came. He brought in Doc. And so, guys, if they're going to go down as a general manager president, they want to go down with their guys, the guys they bring in.
Well, hopefully it's with enough time for him, heads up, that he can go get another gig somewhere, wherever it be.
Yeah, I think if Luke's out on the market, and especially some younger teams that are in rebuilds, I think Luke Walton will be a head coach in this league again.
Woj, excited. Playoffs are almost here, buddy.
Thanks, Woj.
Yay! We got to check in, obviously, on tonight's Rising Star. It's brought to you by Mountain Dew Ice, and it's Jason Tatum. 21, just over 1 month now he's been that old. Still shows he has ice in the veins, though, on the road, scoring more than at home, shooting 40% from 3, 5% better than at home. He invades Pacers turf next. And you can buy a jersey or a pennant or a supersized soda cup, but you don't have the coolest souvenir in the NBA until you take home game-worn sneaks. Everything about this trend coming up.
Don't do it.
Good chance of going a long way in terms of who gets home court advantage. And we're being joined by Miles Turner, the terrific young center for the Pacers, who's getting ready, warming up right now. And Miles, players love to talk about during the regular season, it's just one of 82. It's just one that we have to worry about. But this is completely different with you guys. And I know you've talked about it, the importance of this game and getting home court advantage.
This is a very important game for us, man. It's just the biggest thing about it now is just we got to take it as like a mock draft, a mock test for the playoffs, a little bit of dress rehearsal. But we got to be ready for anything.
Well, Miles, as you look at your development, all of a sudden you are definitely a problem behind that three-point line. How did it all evolve for you? How much time do you have to put in?
I put in a lot of time on my three-point shot, man. I've always been a shooter. It's one thing I've always worked on. I think my rookie year, I didn't shoot as much, but Frank Vogel, my first head coach, he really was adamant about me working on it every day after practice, and we just started, getting it going. So it's been big for me. It's been a big weapon.
Miles, it's been a challenging but rewarding year because when your leader, when your best player goes down with an injury and misses a large majority of the season, a lot of people expected, okay, Pacers are going to be a non-factor, but here you are fighting for first round. What's been the key to the success since Victor Oladipo went down?
The keys are togetherness, man. We have a very deep roster, 1 through 15. Anybody can step in and make plays. And I think the biggest thing, too, is, Vic is still with us in spirit. Obviously it was tough. It was a tough blow having him out, but to kind of have him as a leader outside of the court, it's been big for us, especially the young guys.
Well, as we look at what you're doing, we're talking about team play. We have two of the best half-court defensive teams playing here tonight. Now, for you, you either have Baines or you have Horford. Do you have to change what you're doing from a fundamental defensive play to play both of these guys?
Me personally, not necessarily. I stick to my principles no matter who I'm guarding. But I think when you got guys that are a little bit more physical like these guys, you got to bring the fight to them. And you can't wait for them to hit you first. So I think it's more of a physical mentality and just going out there and getting the job done, by any means necessary.
Well, Miles, we appreciate you joining us, and good luck tonight. Should be a fun game, and as you get ready for the playoffs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, have a great one.
All right.
All right, let's go back to the studio.
Thanks, guys. Not even short of breath. The latest detail with Kobe Bryant, 4 of the best players in the women's Final Four. 4 episodes available now. Start your free trial of ESPN Plus. Download the app or visit ESPNplus.com. All right. Huge game for Domantas Sabonis and the Pacers. According to ESPN's BPI, if Indy wins, that's a 76% chance at securing a top 4 seed in the East. No one saw that coming. I don't care who you are. And Chuck Taylor invented a game he would not recognize. The coolest of the cool sneakers are the NBA's hottest giveaway. We've got them, all of them, coming up next.
The rules of luxury.
Abusing it.
Defies gravity.
Kobe Bryant on the drive, gets to the basket. Oh, what a move!
This gonna be my year. This my year. This gonna be my year.
Here comes LeBron!
So when it comes to shoes, the NBA has always been a fashion-forward league. And when it comes to shoes, I like to think of myself as a bit of a connoisseur. Shoes are the best. They're versatile. They're comfortable. They're the best part of any ensemble. And I really think it's the only reason we have these stupid feet in the first place. So NBA, why give them away? Nick DePaula has that answer to this trend in the league.
Nice moment after the game. Steph Curry gives a young fan a pair of shoes he had autographed.
This is why we love sports.
That makes me happy.
Seriously.
Over the last 2 seasons, a new trend has erupted as a handful of the game's biggest stars have been signing their game-worn sneakers and giving them away to fans. Thanks to their hefty shoe deals, Kyrie Irving, Stephen Curry, Russell Westbrook, and Donovan Mitchell each wear a brand new pair for every game. Most games they can be seen peering around the arena for young fans.
I love this little Uncle Drew.
He's so cute.
Gives him some shoes.
I'm infatuated.
And the young at heart, like 102-year-old Jazz superfan Roberta Morgan. Some fans experience pure joy.
Look at Donovan Mitchell giving his shoes away. Is that precious?
Others are brought to tears.
Got a hug, got the shoe, and just lost it.
And kids have even been left confused, hesitating to accept a massive size 15 sneaker. LeBron James's most notable giveaway this season impacted 23-year-old Memphis Grizzlies assistant equipment manager Breanne Miller more than he could have imagined.
Every year I've come here, she's always worn a very exclusive pair of my shoes, and I've always noticed it. I've never said anything to her. Tonight I said something to her for the first time, and she was like, yeah, I've always been Team LeBron, always. So she got a pair of LeBrons.
Miller updated her Instagram bio to read, 12/8/2018, changed my life forever. And then there's Russell Westbrook, who likes to keep his giveaways as purposefully unpredictable as his fashion and the design of his latest Jordan sneakers. He's even offered up a blockbuster sideline trade to a young boy named Harrison.
I had a conversation with him, just asked him if he wanted to switch his pieces for the shoe. He decided to keep both. So I actually came out on the very low end of the trade.
For the household names that have embraced the giveaways, it's become a fun and easy way for them to interact with their supporters before and after games. And it's a trend they plan to continue.
Obviously, I'm not going to be able to give every kid a shoe, but if I could, I would.
Paul, first signature shoe you remember getting?
I remember in 6th grade saving up for a pair of Michael Jordan 4s, which were only $99 at the time.
Good old days.
I don't know how much they cost now. I'm sure much more than $99.
I'm a child of the 70s. Converse, Dr. J's, all day. He embodied cool.
Looking at the Converse now cracks me up because everything's so fancy. I have a pair of Andrew Gay's shoes. No one asked me about my game-worn shoes. That's fine. Jalen, it's time. It is time.
It is time.
To bring down the hammer.
Let's do this.
So class of 81.
So, yeah, since I was present when Kobe Bryant scored the second most points in the history of the NBA.
You was more than present, Jay.
It's only right that I acknowledge Paul Pierce, the gentleman throughout the week that gave me some plays that were worthy of participating with our team that evening. How about that, B?
I love
this
it.
This is a baseline out-of-bounds play, okay? All of a sudden, wait. Now watch the Washington Wizards. They're alerting each other like, wait, he's pointing. He's pointing.
No.
You know why they're pointing? Because nobody's in here. You know why? Look at this. And the coach is out on the floor. How about that? Felicio hustling back into play. And watch this. Takes his own teammate out and everything.
Oh, whoops. That's a
I got to show you guys another angle. Because this is tank it to another level.
Yeah, because I feel like Paul needs to
I don't know why
appreciate
it's
this
doubling,
more.
but look at that. Look at the score.
Wow.
Look at the score, Paul. And they giving this up. How about that?
Transparent at all.
That's why they were at where they're at.
And when you're a head coach, he reminded me of someone.
Oh, no. Who?
He reminded me of that guy.
Oh, the emoji.
All right.
I like
How
that.
about this? The next play. We're going to make sure we show you this guy's license plate number, P. Thomas Bryant. Now look who he's going against in the paint.
Oh, no.
This is Kelly Olynyk, right? He's a physically gifted guy, but he's not the most physically challenged guy in the league. Now watch this.
Oh,
Look
no.
at this block.
Oh, my goodness.
P, look at it. And this will happen when you become a vet. Look at D-Wade. Like, get up, dog. Stop playing those games. Look at D-Wade. Watch out, D-Wade. But look at this. You ready? Hold on, I got to back this up because y'all got to appreciate this. Now, while this play is going down and this dude is flopping, now, this young lady just trying to get to her seat.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? She ain't like a walk in the park. She ain't tripping, and this dude has legs, can walk without help, and look how he chews.
Oh, he's still rolling. That's a soccer quality.
To roll on the floor.
Well
Now
done.
look at this. Let me just let you see in real time. That's one.
Jalen, he's hurt.
Watch this. Two.
Jalen, he's hurt.
Three.
Let the man live.
Four. This guy's getting paid to play basketball. Oh my goodness, they tanking this year since my guy John Wall got injured. And there's one more. That's what happens when you get your GM fired. And this one, I'm just gonna let you run it because it's the same dude, Pete. He get quality minutes.
No way.
Now watch this.
No, don't do this.
It must be a sniper in the building. Look at this. This dude is falling back like he got shot with a gun. Look at this. He's in the Matrix. Look at him.
He's working on craft.
And then he comes back for more. Look.
I think he thought about it.
He thought about it. Yeah, he thought about it. Look.
He thought about flopping.
I know I'm the only person watching Phoenix Suns games these days, especially when Booker ain't playing. But man, these guys caught my attention.
See, that's why I can't watch
I don't like that.
I can't watch
You have to watch these teams fall to
That's why you ain't
job.
staying up late watching those guys, right?
Watching them 2 months ago.
That's okay. Well, there you go. NBA Sunday Showcase game on ABC. Russell Westbrook, Thunder in Minnesota, taking on Cat and the Wolves. OKC trying to move up. They want to lock in that 7th seed in the West. We start with countdown at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, and of course, you can watch it on the app, should you feel like it. And the man who sets the pace defensively is Miles Turner. He's on pace to be the first Pacer ever to lead the NBA in blocked shots.
Wow.
That's something.
I thought Jermaine O'Neal did that before.
Oh, there's no debating Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame credentials. Doesn't mean there's no debating about him. Like, was he better than Paul Pierce? I don't know. We'll answer that next.
Oh, we about to do this. Oh, my God.
Hand down. Man down. Bang!
Boys, bring it in.
You're recruiting Zach to play us 3-on-2? Huh?
Yeah. Stop your squawking.
Need a lot more help than that, fellas.
When you need a power up on the court, just say the word.
Shazam!
Kyle Kuzma?
Lance Stevenson? How?
I think we'll stick to 2-on-2, fellas.
Let's run it back.
How about we just play checkers?
No.
And another losing season.
What if we found a new team?
So here's a stat that kind of does not compute. Dwayne Wade's career three-point average is below 30%. It's not very good. And yet, legitimately an all-time great, a 3-time champion, one of the greatest two guards in NBA history. He's been a slashing, driving, scooping, mid-range shooting superstar from the old school. Rachel Nichols sat down with the man this week for a version of his exit interview.
I feel it's right to ask you guys to join me for one last dance, for one last season.
This is it.
You talked to Carmelo Anthony,
Yeah.
and that ended up being a very consequential conversation in your whole decision to have this final year. What did he say that affected you so much?
He was like, all right, let's just get down to it. Bro, what you talking about you gonna retire? Like, he was really like, I heard in his voice, I seen in his eyes, like, yo, you cannot retire and not allow us to celebrate you or to celebrate the career you've had. To me, it was kind of an eye-opener. Then CP called me, and I got the same thing from CP, and it was like, okay, all right, let me think about this a little differently.
And the nightly jersey exchange, Dwayne Wade and a player who's trying to follow in Wade's footsteps.
The jersey swaps have become their own whole separate thing. And originally, I think you were only going to do it with your very good crew of friends, right?
Yeah,
LeBron, CP.
Yeah, it
right?
was just for the Banana Boat crew.
Right. We could have put a little banana patch sewn on the jerseys you exchanged. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
What was the first time someone else came up to you and was like, hey, let's swap?
Game 1 against Orlando, Vucevic. He came up to me. He was like, hey, let me get your jersey. And I was like, okay. So all I did is sent him one. We didn't even do the photo.
Right.
When I got in the locker room, I sent him
Right.
a jersey over. And I think we was playing, maybe say Donovan early.
Right.
It was like someone we was playing early, and I was like, this is a cool moment. Let me get this moment. Let's do it. Yeah. And then it started taking on life of its own, where people start asking me, where I get messages from someone else. I get some DMs. I get some in the game. Hey, let me get that jersey.
Right.
And then I have moments where I'm like, yo, let's change jerseys after and stuff like that. So it's just been cool.
It has been crazy. I want to get all your highlights. So earlier this season, you had retirement tour highlights. Your basketball highlights. I've got retirement tour highlights. Earlier this season, we got the great moments with you and LeBron. That was very moving.
Yep.
Donovan Mitchell hands you a rocking chair, which I thought was charming. You played your last game in Madison Square Garden. The crowd went insane for you. MVP chants at the Garden. They cheered for you in Boston, which is something I frankly thought I would never see.
Me neither.
Danny Ainge even presented you with a piece of the parquet floor. What has the actual experience been like of living through all those moments?
I mean, the other night in the Garden, I was on the interview and I looked around and then I looked behind me and I looked to the side. I'm like, everyone is still here. They're chanting like D-Wade in the Garden. Couldn't have written this book any better. This is a bestseller, and I couldn't have written it about my life.
Let's talk about the last game up in Brooklyn. You could very well be going into that game, and as the minutes tick by, not know if that's your last game or not.
I'm not gonna think about that.
Okay.
It's like Kobe has set this unbelievable, impossible bar that people feel that in your last game you gotta score 60. Like, who does that?
Kobe Bryant does that.
I was like, I'm gonna go out the way D-Wade's supposed to go out.
And now Brian Windhorst, of course, joining us on the set. All right, Dwayne Wade, best remembered in his NBA career for?
I don't know if he'll be best remembered for it, but team building. He was willing to give up a year of his prime to let the Heat build the salary cap space. He recruited LeBron and Chris Bosh in, and he took less money so they could help stock the team with role players.
I'm going to go at the 2006 championship when he had 33-year-old Shaq, 35-year-old Alonzo, and 37-year-old Gary Payton.
You're ageist.
And he completely took over. They were down 0-2 in the series. They won 4 straight. He got MVP. I'll always remember that series.
I'm rolling with Wendy, the formation of the Big Three in Miami. He had already won a championship, but then his friendship with LeBron and kinship with Chris Bosh, though they were all in the same draft, now led to them forming the Big Three in Miami that really changed what we see as the landscape of the current player and how they're moving around.
I'm glad you guys chose the way you did. You chose a little this, you chose a little that. Roll the music.
Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come. This or that. Here they come. This or that. 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 You could get with this or you could get with that. You could get with this or you could get with that. You could get with this or you could get with that. I think you get with this. This is kind of fat. You could get with this or you could get with that. You could get with this or you could get with that. You could get with this or you could get with that. I think you get with this. Cause this is where it's at.
Oh, this is going to be good. So Dwayne Wade, this or that edition. First up, Jalen, Dwayne Wade or Isaiah Thomas?
You mean Isaiah Thomas of the Detroit Pistons?
Yes.
Bad boys Isaiah Thomas?
Yes, that
back-to-back
one.
championships?
That one.
In the era of Bird and the Celtics, Magic and Showtime, and Jordan? Come on now. Isaiah Thomas. Put some respect on Zeke's name.
That's a tough. I'm
One of the top 50 players of all time.
I'm gonna give D Wade this one though. D Wade got 3 chips. He was the best. He was MVP in one of them. Third best 2-guard all time.
Chauncey's not gonna like
2 of the greatest players ever from Chicago, both rising up the ranks. Wade was so much more athletic and dominant, and that's why in 3 championships. Wow. But it's close.
It is.
It's the youth. It's the youth.
Well, he won 2 of those championships with the best player in the league, LeBron James.
The Bad Boys had some good guys.
That's fair also. Next up, Dwayne Wade or Allen Iverson?
See, this is not fair to AI. This is not fair to AI.
Why not?
Because Dwayne Wade's going to get the nod, and we're going to talk about what he accomplished. But I would think AI could have probably did a similar version of that had he had Pat Riley as his general manager for his entire career.
Okay.
T-Mac lit me up with this today, saying when I was leaning Wade, and he said, Iverson didn't have teammates. Iverson was an MVP. Iverson changed the game with the crossover. Iverson took over the league when Michael left.
Fair.
So I had to go.
Wow, an argument that actually changed the mind.
He talked me into.
I don't think I've ever heard
I
of
went
such
with Iverson.
You did, old school.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, like he said, he didn't have the same teammates Dwayne had. I mean, he completely changed the culture of the whole NBA. The way people dress, the braids, the tattoo is cool now.
Oh.
Now, before everybody looked at it as being different and that wasn't the thing to do. But
Oh, no doubt. AI had to crawl for these youngins to walk. No doubt
I'm actually
about it.
glad you mentioned the braids because the next one is Wade with braids, Wade without braids.
Oh, without. Wade with braids has been balling.
Yeah.
What you mean?
But Wade with
Paul
braids
loves-
ain't in the Hall of Fame.
Paul loves it
Wade
with
with
braids.
braids is balling.
Back in
I'm
the
going.
Met Gabrielle before braids.
Right. Back in the great Celtics Heat battle days, no braids. No braids.
Okay. Oh, so.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Paul has. You hated him at
Out
first.
braids.
And now you love him. That's been an interesting turn. All right. Better Marquette alum. Wade versus Doc Rivers plus Jimmy Butler.
That's easy. Doc was a bomb. I'm taking Wade a Euro through Jimmy Butler and Doc Rivers.
You
Come
said
on,
Doc was a bum?
I'm going D-Wade.
Fair enough.
Which one of them got Marquette to the Final Four?
Doc.
D-Wade.
D-Wade, dog.
I like Doc's team may have changed what we see as far as the outfit.
Yeah, you didn't even see Doc at
fashion.
Marquette. You didn't even see Doc at Marquette.
D-Wade did average a triple-double.
You didn't even know he went
For 1
there.
minute.
What if Jimmy Butler went to Milwaukee next year?
Okay, we're not. No, not. We have plenty of time. Peak Heat Big Three or Celtics Big.
Uh-oh. Easy.
This is
If we was all in our prime versus them in their prime,
Oh, here we go.
they would sitting on no championships right now. If we was in our prime, you had the 33-year-old Paul, 35-year-old.
Is that your prime?
We were in your prime.
36.
What
I like it.
No, we wasn't in our prime.
I mean, if
Come
Will
on.
Chamberlain was in his prime,
He was in
if Bill Russell was in
mid-30s.
his
They
prime.
was 26, 27. If we all were the same age. that
I
team
feel like
wouldn't
that's
have had
not
a
the
chance.
argument, though.
We pushed them to 7 games.
Right.
I'm 35 years
How about
old.
this? How about this? Wade won a championship in Miami without LeBron.
That's Shaq.
LeBron won one in Cleveland without Wade, and still they won a couple together. Y'all got one.
We got injured after the first
played
year.
each other. Oh, they did play each other.
missed
They
half
did.
the season. Then the next year we lost Perk in the finals. You got to be good and lucky. Come on.
Well-
if it was healthy, we'd be sitting on 3 chips.
You know who the best person to ask? Ask Ray Allen what he thinks.
I think Dwayne Wade was good and lucky though because you guys played against each other head to head. You had the edge a little bit. Regular season 22-11, but
Hold me back! Hold me back!
your teams were 9-13 against his in the post. Let's take a little sip of syrup, shall we?
If we don't keep it real,
The dirty, nasty truth.
I could probably get a layup versus the Lakers right now.
Whoa.
Oh, I had them broad shoulders. That's why I could just put the shoulder in you. DeMar reminds me a lot of myself. You see all these kids doing the step back is because I pioneered it.
Oh, my. So you created the step back?
No, I just made it famous.
All right. Tail of the tape. Both NBA Finals MVP. You have him in career points. He's got more playoff points. You are a more clutch shooter overall. He's got more playoff points. Paul, riddle me this. Who's the better NBA player?
That's easy. I can say that off the bat. That's me. If you give me Shaq If you give me LeBron,
they did. Call the big three.
We got that late, but like early in my career.
I mean, what are you doing right now?
If you give me these guys early in my career.
Well, let me ask you this. What would have been a perfect time for you, Paul? Let's make sure we get this right.
I was 24 years old.
Okay.
You give me Shaq. When I'm 24, 25, you give me LeBron and Bosh. I'll be sitting on 5 or 6 championships. Easy.
So then who has the better NBA career?
I played 10 years with who?
You know what?
With who?
Antoine Walker. But here's the thing.
Come on, man. Antoine was an all-star.
I knew you were going to do this, so I got some video for you.
Come on.
Let me see.
I knew you were going to do this. That's why I wasn't going to even try to answer.
That was
hello.
That's a screen right there.
I'm going to give you some videos so you can
I got thrown out for that.
Paul didn't do anything wrong. I saw it.
Look, I said a screen.
Yeah, that's just a
you
screen.
some love, P. See that?
Jalen, that was nice of you.
James and Bosh over there. You got thrown out of playoff game.
See how to have my guys back, you know?
Look at that. Get thrown out.
Ooh, you must have been fun to be around that night.
Come on now. Oh, man. Come on.
Those
Give
were
me
some of the
prime Shaq.
Some of the great series of I can never remember covering.
Dwayne Wade didn't get prime Shaq. Kobe did.
Yeah, why?
Yeah. But Shaq still has something in the tank. That's why they won, because he still has something in the tank.
Yeah.
You act
Dwayne
like...
Wade, the #1 shot blocker amongst all guards in NBA history. So that's got to be a factor about shot blocking on.
How about their final couple of years? You had some lost tape years. Like in the Clippers.
Oh, he's got.
Dwayne
He don't
Wade's
wait.
still
No,
balling right
he doesn't
now.
acknowledge those years. Yeah, he doesn't. It's not part of his repertoire.
I was at the house.
That was like me and Phoenix.
Came home.
Paul
just came home.
never changed.
I was coaching.
Tonight, following our last game, 27 against the Celtics. Last
Really
time
good
out.
off catch and shoot off screens all day.